Okay. So please, we will take our first question from my own boss, Mr. John Evans Fifiansa, Secretary for Gomua West. Please go ahead with your question.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity. I think it's been a very insightful presentation. Thank you, sir. Sir, please, I would like to ask with respect to thoughts and battery in the cases that we have been acquainted to in recent time. We don't see that one playing out so much in it. But as we are educating ourselves, how does thought and battery play out in our nursing work that can amount to legal suit and those things, if it's within your time to throw a bit light on it to our members? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And let me explain this. In Ghana, we have in law in general, we have two, it's more than that, but I want to be simplistic because of the audience so that I don't sound too legal. In law, nothing is certain because everything is argued over. But let me explain it this way. There's civil cases and we have criminal cases. Civil cases and we have criminal cases. So in the civil cases, we have battery and we even have assault. But in the criminal case too, in Ghana, instead of our criminal law, what is battery in tort is assault in criminal law. So, well, you don't know which is which. Assault, so battery actually is bodily touch. Bodily touch. So if I slap you, I have battered you. If I slap you, I have battered you. If my body touches your body and you suffer damage or apprehension, I have battered you. If I am supposed to go to the civil way to sue you that you have caused me apprehension, then that is battery if I touched you. But if I did not physically touch you, but I made you feel apprehension, that is assault. Assault. That is in the civil. It is supposed to be same in criminal, but our criminal law also defined the battery as assault. So you see police officers saying they have assaulted you. I was assaulted, assault. So assault in the criminal in Ghana, as we have it in Ghana, is two in one. If you touch somebody, the police will say assault. And if you make somebody feels apprehension, whoa, I will beat you, I will beat you. And you did not touch the person, you have still also assaulted the person. So that is the kind of thing I wanted to bring to our attention. So physical bodily touch, battery. No feeling of apprehension without bodily touch, assault. But the only thing I'm adding is that when it comes to criminal procedure in Ghana, those two also means assault there. So it looks like the battery is not well pronounced in our criminal jurisprudence in Ghana. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Atamos, please. Is there any question?
So, sir, I was trying to find out how it plays out in our care, our nursing care, because
Oh,
we
okay.
know that
So
yes.
we have a lot of cases in let me give you a typical in Accra. One is in Medina Polyclinic or somewhere. A nurse beat a patient. It was because the patient has spat on the nurse. They were on the corridor somewhere talking. The patient got angry and spat on the nurse. The nurse also beat the client, a sick client. He gave him some 2 slaps. It didn't go to court, but that is clear battery. That is clear battery. And the spitting is also a serious assault. It's a serious assault. So it plays out. And so we have been, and now let me give you a typical example. If you touch my body without my permission, you have battered me. You have battered me, except in some places. So for instance, if we are all working at Makola or Kejetia or Koraba markets, then you cannot say that if I touch you, I have battered you. But if we are on the ward, you are standing or somewhere, and I'm also standing on somewhere else, we put it in Ghana, then you touch me and I did not like it. It is not a welcome touch. Then that is battery. So we have been battering people all the time. But the circumstances decide, consent negates it anyway. So if you did not consent to it and somebody touches you, that is battery. So that is how it plays out in the health sector.
Thank you, sir. So in effect, we should not just take it for granted that we just go about touching people without explaining to them as we have been taught in school. Thank you very much, sir.
No, but you can't touch a patient if you have not explained. And please, if I take you through consent, it is too broad. Consent is a lecture, it's a weak lecture. But let me bring your attention in 2 minutes to consent. Please, in consent, you tell the person, Madam, I am coming to inject you. The drug is called this. It is because you have fever. That is why it is prescribed that I give this injection to you. It is painful, but you can manage it. If you don't want me to inject you, the alternative is that you can take oral, but because you are vomiting, you may vomit it out, and it will make the fever not do well like I would have injected you. Alternatively, we can put something, so you can imagine it. So the consent, that is not consent to you explain the procedure, why the procedure, what is expected, complications associated with the procedure, and alternatives. Please let them know alternatives, so they decide to go with what you want. So that is how consent is in summary. So it is not the ones we are doing. And please, in negligence, consent can save you a lot. If the patient agreed and what you did was good, you will be saved. And document it. If it's not documented, it's not done. So it's not reassurance done. It's not, that is not documentation. So put it that patient procedure explained to procedure to patient with alternatives explained, client consented, then you sign. Hey, a midwife hitting a woman in labor with ruler to push. Hey, assault or battery. In fact, this one is beating. Is criminal. It is not done. He can sue you seriously. You don't do that.
Okay, thank you very much, boss. So we take our next set of questions. So we take our first question from Honorable Rosemary, District PRO for Ekumfi. Please, Honorable, go on.
All right. Thank you very much. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Please, my question is, I know the chief's compound is headed by a midwife. And in a case where sometimes because we render 24-hour service, if the midwife is on off duty, she's still at the facility because of deliveries and other stuff. But here is in a case that the midwife left the facility because she was on off duty. And immediately she left, a labor case came with head in vagina, and a client delivered. But because the midwife wasn't around, maybe the baby was asphyxiated and resuscitation was not effective. So the baby passed out. In this case, what could the midwife have done before leaving the facility? And how will this case be handled? Thank you.
I think we'll do this together. What do you think? In the first place, the midwife has the right to go off duty. I'm not sure any of our working conditions says that the midwife should be present throughout. It's impossible. So the midwife can leave. Maybe that's why leadership should be bringing 2-3 midwives, so that when one is not there, the two will be there and then they will run duties. So, and if there are two, maybe one is not there, the other should avail herself to be there so that we can help. We understand the situation we are in. In fact, if nurses and midwives want to do what we call work to rule, obey like the 40-hour rule that I'm supposed to do 40 hours a week. If we do that in chief's compound and health centers, then facilities will not run. So we appreciate that. But if the midwife is not there and the client, as you describe it, met the other staff who are not midwives, and you said it yourself that the matter came, the woman came head in vagina. And so there was no time to even check to see whether fetal heart was there or was not there. And the patient came asphyxiated and you delivered and he died. All of us are here. How will reasonable nurses in our circumstance react to that? What were we going to do? I am not a midwife. I am a nurse. What was I going to do under the circumstance? I'm not sure we would have done anything different from what the midwife and then other staff there did. So in the scenario you have described, my view is that they were not negligent. But let me give you another scenario. For instance, the midwife was not there. You know yourself that you have never witnessed delivery. You don't know how to deliver. You have no confidence in yourself that you can deliver. You have never delivered. The midwife has never asked you to deliver anybody ever. Then one day the midwife was not there. The woman came, not so much in labor, could go to the next facility, came and met you and said, woman, stay. He stayed for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. And then you finally delivered that woman, and the baby is asphyxiated and died. And checks show that you didn't even know how to use fetoscope or the new one they are using, the electronic one. You don't have it. The Doppler one, you don't have it, and you don't know how to use it. And you did it, and the baby died. Were you negligent or not? You were. So like I explained, the circumstances will be judged by reasonable enrolled nurses at Ekumfi. If they ask themselves and they wouldn't have delivered that woman and you did, you are negligent. So your first scenario you gave there, they were not negligent. But the one I have added there, they would have been negligent. Thank you.
All right, please, thank you. But please, in our districts here, mostly the chief zones, we have only one midwife there. So sometimes the community members will be complaining that they said they are always there. They said they are doing 24 hours. But when you go there, the midwife is not there. But the midwife is the only one person. Sometimes the midwife can stay there the whole month and has not even gone for like off duty. So that case.
You see, if you fear and you want to save yourself, raise this matter in meetings with your district director of health services, and raise it also in writing with your district director of health services. It will be good that they write what we call a protocol for you, where they write that in these facilities or in these districts, because of our circumstances, we allow trained enrolled nurses to assist the midwives in delivery. You understand? If you have set protocols and you have the knowledge, you have the skill, don't panic. You will not be negligent. But it depends on your situation. If there are midwives there and they are deliberately not posting them there, don't be the hero. But if you have the skill, I'm sure you can do it. That you can assist in the community, especially if it is also not ethically right that something you know clearly you can do, and then you don't bring your services to the public. That one too will be problematic. But check your own personal training, check your own confidence, and make sure that ethically what you want to do is to help. For instance, not to get money, but to help. And the circumstance is right. If you are not sure, refer. If it's head in vagina, you know what to do. And all those things, and document them, including tags. Very important for you.
All right, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We will take our next question from Sister Georgina Kwao. Please, the floor is yours. Georgina Kwao.
Okay, good evening. Chair, thank you very much. And then Sir, thank you very much for the presentation. I think this has been a very wonderful presentation. And me and my PA at NAPA, we are really enjoying it. So there is this question I've always been asking. When you talk about the feeling of apprehension, there's been instances where maybe ethically a nurse is not wrong on a situation, but one way or the other, maybe the superior would want to query or say something to put the nurse in a check or something. So maybe the superior goes like, if you don't do this, I will make you, or I will get a way for you to be transferred to a cheap zone or something like that. Does it mean that in this case, you can say there has been a feeling of apprehension on the person? And then secondly, what are the choices that the staff has now to maybe try and then get around with that? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please, if you feel apprehension, that one is relative. You will feel, but it will be judged by a common man. If I tell you that if you don't do this, I will get you transferred. One, what is he asking you to do? You understand? Please, you are a professional, and he is also a professional. You obey diligently medical instructions given. Oh, the instructions given is diligent. Oh, if somebody is telling you to say, inject this thing that I used to fight doctors about, some dosage they will ask you to give, you know, it's not in any book. If they said, oh, ask for this place, whether you like it or not, whether the delivery is right to hasten it, put Sinto in the thing, and you say you will not put it, you are a professional. You don't obey to wrong instructions. You understand? So those ones can be distinguished. And that's why there are other seniors. So whoever is instructing to you to do a wrong thing, he's instructing you to do a wrong thing. You don't do it. Meanwhile, you can also report that incident to a superior. And in the Ghana Health Service or wherever, there are always superiors who can listen to you. Or you can even reasonably raise it to your superior who is instructing you that, oh, sis, oh, this one, Sabotage, nah, this thing you are saying, it is no more right. I went to a workshop which said that we should not, when we give mark sulfate, we should not do this because of this. If you're still insisting that you do a wrong thing, say, oh, wait there, you are the boss, but I beg, this one, come and do yourself. Politely. Then it means you want to take yourself out. But you too, sometimes the subordinate is wrong. The subordinate will not learn. They say, hey, we have been doing it that way. We have been doing it that way. We have been doing it that way and refusing instructions. So in the circumstance, it depends on who is right or who is wrong. Both of you are professionals. Whoever is wrong should be made to know that she is wrong. And then what you do should be safeguard the safety of the client who has come to your facility. Where can you report the matter to? I don't think anybody should be threatened, I will refer you, I will transfer you. All those things are not good. They are not right. You cannot, now transfer is not a punishment. So why do you threaten somebody that you transfer the person? It means that they under punishment. They are not. So it cannot be, if you don't do this, I will transfer you. No, no, no. It is rather, if you do right, then you can be transferred to even a remote area to go and help that place to come up. So that is how it should be. In all the circumstances, if you disagree, that is why there's elders, there's superiors, there are people who are responsible that you can always report them to. And then you report, I report as if you want it. I know how we live in our chief's compounds, communities. You report with a clear intention that you want to improve services, not to make anybody have any trouble, or as we may put it. I hope I helped.
Sister Georgina, please, are you okay?
Yes, please, I'm okay. Thank you very much. Sir, thank you too.
Okay, please, we'll take our next question from Edumafa Chips. Edumafa Chips, the floor is yours.
Okay, hello.
Please, we can hear you. Go on.
Yes, good evening. Sorry, I had to change the device. So Paul is my name. I'm from Ekumfi. I want to thank our boss for the wonderful delivery. I've learned so much today. My first question has to do with our PINs. Our PINs, you all know, we are in the 5th month now, and our PINs are still expired. We are talking about legal issues here. I just want to know what lawyer and his team are still doing to help us, so that should there be any form of legal issue or any form of that incident, which we are praying it shouldn't happen, you can help us. And then should there be an issue without our PINs being renewed, how are they going to tackle that? That is my first question. My next question is with most of the staff that are in the CHIP zones. You are posted to a CHIP zone where the nurse they mostly do a lot of functions, multi-purpose functions. That is, the nurse is an accountant there, he's a health information there, he's a nutrition officer, just to talk about few of these duties. All I want to know is that, can GRMA help so that when such nurses are posted to the chief zones, they are given exact, like you mentioned something like protocol or something, in fact, I forgot that, exact protocol of operation or something to guide us so that because we are not financially trained, or let me put it, we are not accountants, and the nurse is managing funds at the chief zone. So when there are issues, we know there is issues with this auditing issues. Sometimes the nurse is so naive about some of these things. And you go to the audit committee and you are kind of so ignorant. If GRMA can find a way of helping us, those at the chief zone, maybe streamline activities, especially when it comes to these other functions. And then my last question, sorry for asking so many questions. My last question has to do with this maternal audit. Midwives, most often, when they are called for this maternal audit, I want to know if GRNMA can sometimes help them with lawyers or maybe a legal assistant when they are called for such audit. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You started with the maybe I should start from the maternal audit and whether we can give legal. Maternal audit really is supposed to let us all understand where we, not the midwives, were wrong and what we could have improved and what we should do and next things to do. So I don't see why anybody will make maternal audit like you are wrong, I am wrong, you are not wrong, I am the one who did well, I'm not the one who did it. So it is not supposed to be like that. So, but please, my midwives, read, and let's know standards and do standard things and document and be assertive. We are knowledgeable. I believe so. I've worked in the hospital setting directly from 2003. I just left the hospital clinical work last year. I started teaching last year. So I understand what we are doing, and I know that maternal audit midwives are very knowledgeable. Among the people who come and sit, those who are not doing well, midwives are not among. So they be assertive. Maternal audit is supposed to help us improve the system. It's not supposed to make anybody the victim. So please, as to whether you should need a lawyer there, I'm not sure a lawyer has any place. But if you think that after that they want to do anything against you because of a maternal audit, that's where lawyers, especially with medical background, are important that they advise you. Sometimes if they wrote something to you and you are writing back, show it to a lawyer so that he will tell you this one right, this one not right. It may implicate you, may do this. Apart from that, I am sure that if we trust ourselves and deal with situations well, and we are professionals, we are supposed to know even than them. And so we should not be in a worry that people will be out there to victimize us. Mostly to my experience is that we give ourselves out. We are the ones who will go and say, hey, you, sister coach, one no, na many free, one funny phone, he didn't come. So we give ourselves out first. So please, when at least your colleague is at fault, you keep quiet. If you cannot save the person, keep quiet and let them deal with their issues. So that is another thing. And chief zones and the 1,000, the pharmacist, accountant, doctor, procurement officer, this. I've said it. The truth is that if you want to say that they will not do those things. For instance, you are there, the only midwife there with a row nurse. There's no accountant there. So whether you like it or not, you will take money. You will take money because the services cannot be free. So you will take money and issue receipts. But please, whoever delegated you, the district director who asked you to do that, is responsible for audit. Is responsible for audit. You cannot be responsible for audits. They should know this. You are not an accountant. You are not an auditor. You are a nurse. If you did not inject somebody well, you are responsible because you are a professional, but you are not an accountant. And so they called me in Ashanti, one facility, I almost mentioned their name, in the Central District. So they said auditors have come and they have lost money. So the nurse in charge should come and refund. I wrote to the district director and said, my mother, the nurse in charge is not an accountant. He doesn't understand any audit. He has not chopped money. If you can establish malfeasance, that is different. But you cannot say audited, he paid this money there, he's not supposed to pay. Did you train him even on financial management for her to understand, for him to understand these things? So those ones, don't be intimidated. You see, when nursing and midwifery will stand up and say everybody could chop his or her lane and to put it informally, the system will collapse. That is the truth. And we are not here when the system collapses. Like somebody explained earlier, we don't know when we will be patient. So we don't want to say that because of some people's attitude, sometimes we should, because of that, leave everything. So most of these things, I wish that Simon and Alphonsus will contact me behind the scene. And if in their specific case as to how to deal with it, we will attend to them. But please, nobody can find a nurse, not a manager, a nurse for auditing and that you have not audited well or there's an auditing issue and you are responsible. The person who delegated you is responsible, because definitely taking money as accountant or as accounts officer in the hospital is a delegated function to the nurse. And you know the rule of delegation, whoever delegated is responsible. And so that is different from clear theft. Sometimes you have issued receipt to somebody and the receipt you have brought shows that you have collected 10,000. They said, bring the money. You are bringing 5,000. That one, yeah, I mean, your receipt says 10,000, so bring 10,000. But for instance, if you don't have it safe and you have proof that people came there to steal the money and they say, come and pay the money, then whoever delegated you is responsible. You cannot be responsible for those things. But please, you can't also go and steal the money and say that because Lawyer Afriyie said that if I am not responsible, you are also responsible. It depends on the circumstances. So that's how I see it. Thank you. And the last thing is about PIN. You see, the first rule of interpretation is that documents must be read as a whole. Documents must be read as a whole. Those of you with our conditions of service, you may pick it up, the condition of service up, and check something. You know that they have written that you should have renew your PIN, and that if you want to go to promotion, you should have a valid PIN. The same condition of service, they have written inside that the renewal of PIN will be paid by your employer. So why are people interested in the fact that you should renew your PIN for it to be used for your promotion, but they are not interested in the part of that same document that says the employer should pay? You get a point. So my candid belief, this is not because I'm a GRNMA chairman, is that if should any nurse have a matter in court or somewhere where the PIN is not valid, the defense will be that I have abreast myself with the profession. I have done these workshops. I have done these seminars, and I am eligible to be registered. I am eligible for my employer. If I present this to my council now, they will do it. What is left is that the employer, the government of Ghana especially, has undertaken to pay for me. So I am sure he has paid, and I don't know why he has not paid. And so in law, we have something we call judicial notice. It is so notoriously known in Ghana now that members of the GRNMA and those under the GRNMA's collective bargaining have not renewed their PIN because it's the responsibility of governor, and governor has not paid. So in this situation, don't worry. If you have a matter, lawyers will push that the government of Ghana should take do what is responsible and pay because it has undertaken. So nobody can read the document and say that to practice, you should have a valid PIN, which is true. But then government says, oh, I'm going to pay, and the same government has not paid. And the government's courts will also take you to court and say that you have not renewed your PIN. So please don't panic. Some of these things, what brings the problem is when all people have to have bypassed the system and go and licensed, go and paid. Then when it happens, I will realize that I'm the only one who has not renewed my license. Then I will be in trouble. So all of us should exercise restraint. I am sure by tomorrow or the next day, maximum by next week, there will be a very massive update on it, because I know there was a meeting yesterday and today between the president and executive director of CHAG, Ghana Health Service, and those people. So it will be resolved. It's not good with the license is not renewed. But I tell you, if there's a case, there will be a defense. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable. We will take our next question from Mr. Ajimandia. Please, the floor is yours. Mr. Ajimandia, please, we are waiting for your question. Are you online? Please, whilst we wait, if you have any question, you can put up your hand and then we will call you. If you have any question, you can put up your hand, then we will call you. You put up your hand by going to the reaction. Okay, we have a question from Rosemond Angel. Please, Rosemond, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening. Please, on the same PIN issue, if I'm to go for an interview tomorrow, and then the regional team says I've not renewed my PIN, so they will not interview me, what do I do?
Thank you very much. Report to your district chairman. He will report to your regional chairman, and the regional chairman will report to the national president, who will call whoever is interviewing me. Like I said, the GRNMA president has met executive director of CHAG. He has met Director General of Ghana Health Service. He has met the Minister of Health. And we have told them to talk to Ministry of Even Finance. Now, what I learned they are doing is that they will send people to come and do head count. And in the head count, they say that renew your PIN. Please tell them that, oh, you have made available all your workshops, but this is the condition of service. Show them that government is supposed to pay, but government has not paid. But that is why yours is not renewed. So nobody can make it a condition for interviewing for promotion as we speak now. So relax. If there are situations like that, forward the complaints, let's resolve it. You know, these things, let me tell you, nobody individually has strength. The essence of union is because all of us will put our energies together and then we'll be able to fight the system. So if we get threatened simply by small things, it will not help. When they say that, tell whoever is responsible. And I know that people will follow through and then we'll handle the matter. So relax about it. If they make it a condition, inform your leaders and then let your leaders go there with you. Talk to the people who matter that, oh, these people, because you have written a collective agreement saying that you pay, you cannot say that now that you will not pay. And because of that, I should suffer for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable. We'll take our next question from Mr. Gideon Kweku. Mr. Gideon, the floor is yours. Okay, please, we'll take our last question. So, from Mr. Jimandu, are you back? Mr. Gideon, are you ready now? Okay. Honorable Esquire, please, you don't have any more questions. So please, if there are any final comments. Yeah, hello. Mr. Jimandu, are you ready?
Hello, please. I was having a slide. Yes, please. I was having a network problem.
Okay, so please, let's hear you. The last question. Thank you.
Hello, my boss. Please, I want to know, can a hospital turn out a patient for not rendering service to them based on their religious belief? In the case of abortion, because I know that in the case of the Abortion Act says that the A makes it legal, B makes it illegal. So I want to know, can a hospital turn out a patient based on their religious belief? And my second question is about who signs the consent form with the patient prior to OP? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nobody has a right to discriminate against any Ghanaian based on religion, ethnicity, social status. It is clear in the Constitution. Chapter 5, all chapter 5 is for that. Read everything there. Nobody has a right to do that. But they will do it nicely. They will say that we don't have that service here. I hope you understand how they will do it.
Yes, boss.
Aha. You see, not all hospitals offer all services. So, for instance, at Ekumfi, oh, where's my chips? The chips that was coming. Yeah, they were on the call. Oh, a Dumfa chips or something.
Dumafa chips.
Dumafa chips. Do you do CS there? No. So when somebody comes there and you don't have theater services, you can say, oh, sorry. Go to the next hospital. We don't have that service here. But you cannot say that because you are Black, I will not look after you. Because you are coming to do abortion, we will not do it for you. They can say they don't have the service. So that is what they can say. The other thing about consent form, please, consent is done by the individual, autonomy of mind. No adults. If you are 18, you are responsible for your life. So far as you can communicate, understand what is being said, you have to do your consent. So this consent that we do, that the woman is going for CS, a woman have consented, then they say that the husband should rather sign. Please, the husband cannot consent for the woman to do CS. The woman is an adult. The only time the consent husband or significant other comes in is when the client himself or herself is not in a state to understand the consents. If he's unconscious, he's dizzy, you know, we are nurses, we know somebody who cannot, and maybe it's the person who cannot talk and ask questions. How can that person give consent? So that is where the relatives will be called upon to consent for the client. Even in unconscious situations, if there are no clients, the hospital can go ahead and document what we did as that and describe the situation we were in. So that one to consent can be taken. So really, it is this thing, I know we do it. Even in adult children, if the child is about 12 years and can speak and those things, you take the consent from the child. Then you take that of the parents as a legal covering. You understand? It is, so you cannot say if a child is 17 years, you cannot say the father says this because, and then you do this. And please, if I may add this, no parent can deny the child of medical care only because of religious belief. So if the mother is not taking blood, the child does not belong to the mother. So the facility should consult the district court there. The registrar there will give consent. The baby is a state property. If you want to transfuse and the mother is not agreeing and the child is a minor, the Constitution said no parent can deny the child of medical care only because of religious belief. The same chapter 5 is there. So that one too, you have to note it. Just that we also know we are living in communities. Okay, if you go and give my child blood and I did not consent, then when you finish, take the child. So you need to manage it with wisdom, and then you achieve the results. Explain to them that it is important that the child receive whatever you want to give, and that is his belief. What if the child grows and will not have that belief? Talk to them. If it is critical, consult the district magistrates and or any significant person in the community. It can be the assembly member, and then you can go ahead and do what you want to do. So that is issue with consent for me. It is the client, the person who is going to the theater is the one who is supposed to do it, unless he or she is unconscious, is in a condition that makes his or her ability to understand the procedure difficult. That's where you call on relatives to do it. In that case, if the client is unconscious, really, in the normal things, you may not even need the relatives. But to save yourself, if somebody came to hospital, the relatives are around, he is unconscious, then you can get them to get you something. But if nobody's around, you go ahead and document that he was unconscious. You have done the right thing. Just that what you have done should be standard. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for the education. So at this point in time, we call on Honorable Kombi and Simon to take over with the introductions. Thank you. Okay, so we will end here and then introduce one dignitary in our midst. She is in the person of the Graft. She is the District Chairperson for Ewutu Senya East, and the National Loans Board Secretary. Please, you are welcome. Can we hear your voice if you are on call?
Thank you so much. Unity. Greetings to everybody. Thank you, Esther. I'm following. Thanks for the acknowledgement.
Welcome, welcome. Yes, and she's a senior midwife too. So if you are a young midwife coming up and you want someone to coach you, to speak to you, ask questions, after the session, you can link up with me. You can see her and she will be of great help. Thank you very much, our big sister.
You're welcome.
Please, our Professor Don Donning, please, are you on call? Professor Don, are you on call? Okay. Thank you very much, all of us, for having time to be part of this session. This session has been great help. We want to first and foremost thank God for how far He has brought us. And also want to thank our Ashanti Regional Chair for giving us his time and his knowledge and showing us that nurses and midwives should not be timid, but rather be assertive in a respectful way and stand for what now onwards, from what we've learned, we will not be intimidated. We will do the right things and make sure that the standards are being kept. The standards are being upheld. When we started, we made mention that we have some dignitaries in our midst. We have the District Director of Health Services of Ekumfi. Please, Director, please, are you on call? Okay. We also mentioned we had. Please, are you on call? Okay. We also mentioned that we have the various DDNSs in the Ekumfi district and also physician assistants with our administrator. If any of them are on call, we can kindly have a word with us. And also any of the regional executives of GRNMA in the central region, we want to acknowledge you if you are on call, or any regional executive of GRNMA, we would kindly want to acknowledge your presence and participation.
Hello, Mr. Moderator. Hello,
Yes.
Mr. Moderator.
Yes, Mr. Dokas, please, we can hear you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to all noble members. And in fact, I would like to thank the presenters for awesome presentation and letting us know the legalities that is being attached to our functions. Hello?
Please, we can hear you. Go on.
Okay. Please, at nursing administration and nursing department in the district for that matter, we want to assure all our team members of our and support in the discharge of your duties. We urge that If you are short of, if you don't understand the conduct and standards of our practice, please don't hesitate. Come over and let's all share with our experiences. This is all that I have to say on behalf of the nursing administration. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Okay. Thank you very much. So please.
Hello.
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yes, please, you were clear. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you. Hello, we can hear you. So
you are welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So please, we will use this opportunity to specially thank Mr. Jones Afriyie for availing himself to help us with this session. It's not easy having such a learned man full of knowledge and experience. We want to also thank all our dignitaries, those that we were able to introduce and those that were not able to also introduce. We want to thank you very much for being part of this session. At a point, we were at 90 participants, meaning that we had a very great participation. So we want to thank each and everyone who made time to be part of this session. This is not the last. We will also organize another one, and we expect you to fully participate as you have done. If there are any questions and concerns that were not able to be addressed in this session, you can kindly speak to any district or regional executive in your region for help and assistance. If need be, you would want to speak to a legal person or specifically to Mr. Jones, you kindly contact myself or Honorable Combien Simon, and we will be of great help. So please, before we end, we want to ask if Mr. Jones Afriyie has any final comment before we bring the session to an end. The floor is yours, sir. Okay. It seems Mr. Jones has left us, so we want to thank all of us and bring the session to an end. Thank you all very much for the time you spent with us. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Nice.
Bye. Bye.
Hello.